I know that what Isaac just shared was kind of a lot, right? So I'm here to dumb it down. I'm here to just kind of go like ABC, we can all do it. I'm really honored to be here with you. So I have a question for you. Who has seen this picture before? Raise your hand. Yeah, it's probably not new, right? But it still illustrates the point that perspective matters. So what do you see here? Who sees a young woman? Raise your hand. Yes, okay, great. Now, who sees an old woman? Okay. Now, who sees both? Can you see both? Wonderful. So no matter what you see, I think that we can all agree that your perspective shapes your perspective, your definition of reality. It actually shapes what you see is possible, right? And that's okay. So, what do you see here? Now, they both look like my college calculus assignments, okay? Like, yeah, nobody told you were going to have to learn calculus when you started doing a network marketing company. But is one way necessarily better than the other? If yes, why? If no, why not? I mean, really, these are just two compensation plans, aren't they? And Isaac just outlined the basics of our elevated comp plan. So many of you have seen this before, and maybe some of you are just seeing it for the first time. But no matter how you see it, our perception is our reality. So when I first heard about the compensation plan elevations, to be honest with you, I was overjoyed. And I'll tell you why. Because I really, really love to see people succeed at every level. And my perception of the new compensation plan was very simple. More money in the hands of early builders. I saw and I know that the core rank, the heartbeat of this company, I could see it getting stronger, where I had seen that heartbeat start to wane a little bit, right? And I was on board with that, no matter what it might have even meant for me. And maybe not everyone has had that same perspective, and I respect that. I do. But my intention today is to share a perspective that no matter if you're just joining us, or if you've been here for over a decade, like lots of us as well, I'm hoping it will leave you ready to run towards that vision that is waiting to burst from your heart. You know, we all have a vision inside of us, right? The core of who we are is not really related to a compensation plan anyway. The core of who you are is what you want to create and what you can create because of the doTERRA products and the compensation plan. And this vision, this opportunity is available for every single one of us at every stage of your life and of your business. So just because many of us have checked off goals that we had on our vision board, maybe a few years ago we accomplished a lot of goals, that doesn't mean that we're done, right? That doesn't mean there's not more for you to create and more for you to see. Every single one of you has sacrificed something to be here. And you've done that because you believe in this opportunity. And you've done that because you love people. And you want to see people on your team win. You want to have a greater impact in this world. And you're hopeful that doTERRA will be the vehicle or continue to be the vehicle that will take you there, right? Yes? Okay. Now, let's see how we can put your vision into action. So let me tell you a story about a pretty harsh reality that I had last year. And I have really questioned if I should tell this story. Even up until like an hour ago, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm really gonna do this. So please bear with me as this is a little bit vulnerable for me, okay? You see, I've been at the rank of Presidential Diamond for 11 years. And just like Emily talked about in her speech, the customer base in my organization actually has remained very strong. It's amazing that these life-changing products continue to be a very important part of people's lives. So as a Presidential Diamond, most of you know, I have a team of 6 frontline qualifiers who I love with all my heart. In fact, 5 of the same frontline leaders that I've had since the very beginning are still my same business partners and qualifiers today. I've replaced one of my 6, but together we've worked super hard to create our beautiful businesses. And I'm so, so grateful for each of them. And while we still have incredible stability in our customer organization, we've had one core problem. At the core of our compensation plan, there is one foundational seed that when it's planted properly, it will flourish and it will produce the best results. No matter what country you're in, no matter what method you use, when we focus on the core, we find the health of our business. So one of my mentors, Eric Worre, says, if you were a publicly traded company, meaning each of you as individuals, if you were a publicly traded company and I was considering investing into your company, I would want to know one question, and that is, how many new core rank qualifiers did you have in the last year? Is that number going up? Is that number going down? Is it sporadic? Do you not know what that number is? What's your plan for the next year on how many new core rank qualifiers are you going to have? A core rank in doTERRA is defined as the basic building block of our company. That rank usually pays between $300 to $500 a month, right? It usually requires a handful of people in an organization in about $2,000 to $5,000 in sales. So in doTERRA, we identify that rank as elite, okay? So back to my story. I was looking at my Presidential Diamond organization, okay? So here's the Presidential Diamond. Now, I had strong platinum and above, so many of them are already diamond or blue, but we'll just say for the purposes of our illustration, at a minimum, I had strong platinum leaders all along that first level. So I had my presidential organization. But as I moved down to look at the qualifiers in the middle of my team, I began to see where many of my silvers, now again, many of these leaders are more than silver and they've built their own teams, right? But some of those silvers were struggling. Why were they struggling? Over the years, we've actually seen doTERRA fix problems for premiers and silvers and golds with the empowerment bonus, right? So we've seen other enhancements already come into our businesses. And in many cases, that was enough. It was enough to keep the silvers working, but there was still a problem at our core. And that was, it takes elites to create a solid foundation. At the core foundation of our business, the elites were not able to sustain, in some cases, right, not in all, but in some cases, we had a core problem. Now, I found myself, as a Presidential Diamond of 11 years, I had 17 holes in my organization, right? So that means 17 of my elites that strengthened my Presidential Diamond organization, it just wasn't working for them anymore. And they didn't see like a clear path, like how they could keep going and sustaining and growing. The silvers wanted to grow, but they also started to feel a little divided with their time. They're like, I either got to keep pushing in doTERRA or I got to go find something else to do. And I found myself with these 17 elite holes, and I didn't feel like I had a great solution. Does anybody relate to this story at all? Am I speaking to my peers here? Like, am I the only one? So I had a good cry about this. Like, I'd sat on the floor and was like, I told my husband, I told my account manager, I told my upline, I probably told Emily, I'm like, I can't fill 17 holes by myself. I can't. And I sat with it for a little while. I really did. I was mad. And then I realized, well, A wise man once told me, don't say I can't, say how can I, right? So I changed it to how can I fill 17 holes? I want to maintain my rank. I want to create an impact. I want to leave a legacy. I want to keep doing what I'm doing, right? But I want it to work, and I want my team to win. What else can I do? So I decided right then and there, truly, even if it took me for the rest of my life, I would fill those 17 holes. And if you know me, like I'm like, oh, it's on. Like I will do it. I will work it. I don't care how long it takes, right? Because I genuinely believe in this company, genuinely. I believe in the products. I believe in these people. I believe in this opportunity so much. So I just got to work. I'm like, all right, fill in the holes, right? So you can imagine my joy when I saw the new way that my 17 holes could actually earn a substantial amount of money doing this business again. Imagine the conversations I've had as I've re-engaged some of those elites that didn't know if they could really sustain anymore. Imagine those new legs. Imagine those silvers that see the pathway forward. We haven't had a product problem. We haven't had a vision problem. We haven't even had a motivation problem. We had a core rank problem, period. And this compensation plan elevation is going to fix it. So that is why I'm excited, right? That is it. Because more people are going to win. So with the new compensation plan, we've also strengthened the platinum rank. Hallelujah. So I actually took some real numbers from some of my actual leaders, okay? One of them right here, you'll see, she actually was a diamond rank leader before, and she pushed past platinum. She had a great organization. She had a healthy business. But at the core of her team, as a platinum, she had to be making sure her 9 elites, right, were supported and growing. As a diamond, she had to make sure her 12 elites were supported and growing. So look at what happens for her with these compensation plan enhancements. At platinum rank, she'll continue to earn 10 shares in the leadership pool. But you also, as a platinum rank, you also have the opportunity to begin earning shares in the performance pool. As a platinum, she can also take advantage of rank compression and with the enhancements to Power of 3, the boost, adding a lot more flexibility and options, right? So her earnings before were, I think it's next slide, actually. Let's keep going. Earnings before, there we go. 4806, and just elevated based on helping one person in her organization get the boost. So my perspective has shifted instantly for my leaders, right? Suddenly, a clear path for my elites has come into sharp focus, and you're going to hear more and more and more about the path to 500, right? So it doesn't just help my platinums, right? It helps my silvers in the middle of my organization. So as I thought about my silver leaders, and some of them have been gold as well. Does anyone have leaders in their organization that were gold and now they're silver, and they're even looking at premier sometimes, just depending on what's going on that month, right? Many of my leaders had pushed past silver. They had healthy businesses. But again, at the core of their team, their elites were struggling. The early builders, like it just didn't quite duplicate. I mean, people get distracted. Life happens, right? So my leaders are now working to strengthen their foundation. So it's been a frustrating cycle that they've been going through. And it's been really, really fun to see the way that they can come back and to start over again. And I'm so proud of my team and really for all of you who are here and who are watching from home. I'm so proud of us for being able to shift our perspective. So with the enhancement to the compensation plan, there's a clear path to 500 for new builders, offering more earnings sooner to new wellness advocates, and an opportunity for them to see the potential for building a business with doTERRA, right? As a new builder, you'll continue to earn fast starts, which we know is 20% on the purchases of new customers during their first 60 days. Additionally, we have Power of 3 bonus. You can begin earning in your second month, and now with the Power of 3 boost, you have a path to doubling your $250 to get $500 monthly. Do you see how the perspective shift in this new way is going to solidify our core rank problem, solidify the middle ranks, and creating a clear path to advancing? Yes? Beginning to put it piece by piece, right? So the message you're going to hear on repeat this week is the path to 500, okay? You may decide that you want to take a slower route or maybe even a faster one. But I love how we can execute quickly because success loves speed. Say it with me. Success loves speed. Yes, it does. So in keeping with my core rank message today and my core message, one of the things that I love most about doTERRA is their ability to draw out the greatest potential in everything. As you already know, doTERRA always focuses on nourishing the core of everything that they do, right? So because of their commitment to helping the world heal, they draw out the greatest potential in people. Because of their commitment to producing the highest quality essential oils, doTERRA creates endless possibilities from tiny seeds planted by our co-impact growers around the world. So just a few weeks ago, I was in South Africa, and I actually took this photo. I know it looks professional, you're welcome, but I was standing in a eucalyptus grove with these amazing South African gentlemen here, and they posed. They were like, I'm like, hey, I want to take your picture. They're pretty cool. So I was there witnessing firsthand how the seeds and the production of just our eucalyptus oil actually feeds 500 children every single week because of our co-impact sourcing. Isn't that cool? Yeah. When we focus on the core, whether it's compensation plan, people, plants, seeds, we help the world heal. Where some people just see a compensation plan, doTERRA sees growth. They see freedom, and they see a legacy that we can all confidently build well into the next decade and beyond. So, in summary, when you maximize your path to 500, you're an elite. When you help 3 people unlock their path to 500, you are a silver. When you help those 3 builders do the same for their own 3, you have 9 elites. You're a platinum, and you got a $1,000 raise at least, right? Which is cool. So, even as a presidential diamond, I still focus on my 6 platinums, their 18 silvers, and their 54 elites, because that's what builds strength, simplicity, and abundance for everyone. So, tell me, what do you see here in the center of the screen? Some people see a white vase. Some people see 2 profiles facing each other, right? Remember, this beautiful company is full of perspectives, and we love that. We love you. It's what makes us thrive, like the beautiful garden that we are. And even if we don't always see eye to eye, we can all agree that at the core, we all want to thrive. We want to create new growth and sustain a legacy for our loved ones. So you can see this is one of my oldest loved ones here. I'll tell you a story about him in just a minute. But to all of my peers who have been here through it all, the last 5 years have really tested our resilience. I know for me at my core, it really has rocked me. I've had to figure out what I'm about, who I'm about, and everything in between. But one by one, with focus and commitment, this compensation plan elevated will fill every single hole. There will be a clear path, And I look forward to sharing this with you. And one of my beautiful sons my story was, I took him to Dubai to give him a new perspective. I wanted his perspective to shift. We went all over the city. He got to see what is possible in his life. And I'm just so grateful for the opportunity to continue being here with you and to share this opportunity with the next generation and beyond. Thank you so much.